In Nigeria, over 31 million people, approximately 15% of the population, live with some form of disability. According to the World Health Organization and the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, these individuals face significant challenges in nearly every aspect of life. They struggle with limited access to education, employment, healthcare, and essential services, with many encountering societal stigma and discrimination. For many persons with disabilities in the FCT, daily life is a battle for recognition and basic rights. A common sentiment among this group is the desire for opportunity and equality. Many people with disabilities express a longing to be seen for their abilities rather than their impairments.
It's long we have been crying out, we persons with albinism. Some of our members are battling with skin cancer, which is very expensive to treat them at the National Hospital. So we have been crying to the government to make the treatment of cancer free for persons with albinism and to make life more convenient for us. We have been saying it, they have signed it to be, but nothing has been done. So I'm not too happy that they are not doing anything about it. And we are still pressing on to see if the government can do something about helping persons with albinism.
There is a thin line between ability and disability, and either side, anybody can be part of the either side. So it is today, you can see in this place, you see all caliber of people.
To come to our aid, see, look at this thing. This is what we use to work. If you don't, most of us cannot afford it. So we want the government to come to our aid so that we can have most of these things, wheelchairs, white canes, and all the rest of them.
It is to give us free education. Each student should attend school free, and also automatic employment. So yes, wherever a person with disability serve, he should be retained in that particular place. Yes, and they should also make a vocational training center available for persons with disability, especially for those who have not attend any education, who have not gone to school. They can feed and drink through vocational training.
And on a very serious note, I am not happy with what is happening. It's like we are just saying rhetorics. As at last year when I came here as a PhD holder. Between last year and now, I am still here. I don't have a job. I have everything it takes to lecture in a university. I have written applications to so many organizations and I don't have any response. Not even long ago, I got a recommendation letter from the senator representing my senatorial district, that is Kogi State. That is the Eastern Senatorial District in Kogi, which I took to my state, the state university. And up till now, nothing has been heard. For me, this day is like we are just doing I don't know how to call it. Is it just a jamboree? I don't know what it is because I don't know how real this thing is. We've been coming around. We'll just come around, just move and don't go away and wait for another ritual December next year. I don't know what it means.
Advocates like Madam Bilikisu Yakubu, the national coordinator of the Women with Disabilities Initiative, stress that for women with disabilities, the barriers are compounded by gender inequality.
They participate in the society. And whatever it is that will benefit the society and develop the women with disability are making effort to ensure that they are taking part, making sure that they are being part of this changes that is happening in the society. A woman with disability have a shop where she sew, and there are some that are even plating hair. Just recently, a woman with disability who has a visual impairment got an appointment with Federal Medical Center. even though because of the policy that is always working against us and because of issues which her employment letter was retrieved, but through advocacy, through awareness creation, she was reinstated. So this is a one major success story for us, which we are always proud to share it anywhere we go. So a woman with disability are now gaining employment because they refuse to keep quiet, and they are now building their capacity, getting opportunity for employment, although is not as wide as it is, but there's a lot of gap that is still creating a lot of discrimination. But there are success stories, and this has built our, let's say, our immune to continue and increase our advocacy. Our organization, Advocacy for Women with Disabilities, is a grassroots organization. Mostly we work with women within the grassroots, women with disability. One of the things that has worked for us is partnership and collaborating with the traditional rulers and traditional rulers and traditional fathers, especially within the grassroots, building the capacity of women to help them being integrated in that society. So this has really worked for, is a self-help group model which we have used to empower women within the grassroots, and it has been working and it's working for us. So a lot of women with disability, with the information which you have given to them, with their capacity, now see how they can navigate their way within the environment where they live, especially those of them living in the rural area, to ensure that whatever plan or whatever activities or programs that is taking place within the grassroots, women with disability make sure that they participate in it. Through that avenue, their voice is being heard, and anytime there is a program within the grassroots, you hear the father, traditional fathers, the women leaders say, these women with disability in this community, we've not put their name, we'll make sure we put their name so that they will benefit. So collaboration and partnership is the key that is working for us. The disability issue is a very long issue, and the way it is different from Africa. I don't know how our mindset is being built. Africa is built the mindset of cultural myths and beliefs. So these are really affect the kind of stigmatization and discrimination we face in the society. So how can we now, what are the strategy, the continuous advocacy we are doing, and try to create the awareness, having town hall meeting with people within the grassroots, because mostly if you want to change the narrative, you have to start from the grassroots, because a lot of people in the urban area don't really care about the way you live your life. But where the problem and challenge is always coming from is the rural areas, the grassroots, where the tradition is still rigid, the religious belief is still rigid within the tradition that meets their belief. So what we are doing right now, the strategy we are using is working with the family of persons with disability, especially women with disability. Will engage women with disability in programs and activities of persons with disability, telling them to have understanding. We also try to create an awareness through the local radios, through just any way we feel that we can just pass the information to them. So that is how we are doing. This is the strategy we've been using to ensure that we try to change the narrative and the perspective of every individual, because it's a cultural thing, it's like an African thing. Even if you go to school and you are well educated, that stigma will still be there. The African an individual, like say 50% of African person will still want to use that stigmatization on you, will still want to discriminate you, even with your education, even with your exposure, is still there. So it's a gradual thing, change we know is constant, but changing the mindset of people, things that people have believed, something that they have hold on for a long time, it's a long time, it's a long time thing. So it's in the process of changes, which are ensuring that through this collaboration, partnership, engaging directly with the family of persons with disability will help us change the narrative.
A recent motion in the House of Representatives introduced by Honorable Bashiru Dawodu called for an investigation into the Abuja Rehabilitation Center and the FCT's social protection programs.
Majority of the beggars are individuals with disabilities, with other contributing factors including almajiry, internally displaced persons, poverty, unemployment, as well as cultural factors. Concerned that Begging is an age-long standing social ill in Nigeria. FCT administration since 2003 have declared war on beggars and used law enforcement to apprehend, prosecute, or repatriate them to their own states. Worried that the Federal Capital Territory, worried that the strategy has failed because it provides only a short-term solution as the beggars soon return, probably in a changed location. Aware that the Federal Capital Territory has one semi-functional rehabilitation center in Buhari, which is underfunded and provides suboptimal services. Cognizant that lack of effective long-term solutions like rehabilitation, monthly survival allowance, marginaries feeding, and internally displaced persons resettlement will result in endemic begging.
Also, advocacy groups in the FCT have called on the minister to establish a dedicated commission to address the needs of persons with disabilities. Such a commission, they say, would help ensure that people living with disabilities receive the resources and support they require to live full, active lives.
We gather here to address a critical issue that required immediate attention and action, which is the establishment of FCT Commission for Persons with Disabilities. As it stands, individuals with disabilities face numerous challenges in our society, including but not limited to lack of accessibility, discrimination, limited educational and employment opportunity, and social stigma. The absence of a dedicated commission in the FCT to address these issues exacerbate marginalization faced by persons with disabilities, hindering their full participation and integration into the society. A call to action. 1. We call upon the President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the FCT Minister, His Excellency Barrister Nyesom Wike, to swiftly establish the FCT Commission for Persons with Disabilities to serve as a platform for advocacy, protection of rights, and facilitation of inclusive policies and programs. This commission will be instrumental in addressing the needs of persons with disabilities, ensuring their voices are heard, and promoting their empowerment and well-being. Similarly, it is also important that a senior special assistant to the Minister on Special Needs and Equal Opportunity be appointed. This will help speedily to facilitate the creation of the Commission. 3, we will also like to seize this opportunity to call on the President and the National Assembly to ensure that, and the National Assembly to appropriate reasonable funds to the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities. This will help to meet the yearnings of PWDs nationwide, thereby reducing the influx of PWDs from different states into Abuja to beg. 4, we call on FCT administration to urgently look into the existing rehabilitation centers with a view to making them conducive for different skill acquisitions. This automatically This automatically takes PWDs away from the street. Our objective for calling for this commission includes: 1, advocacy and awareness. The commission will work to raise awareness about the rights, capabilities, contribution of persons with disabilities to promote a more inclusive and understanding society. 2, policy development. It will collaborate with relevant stakeholders to develop and implement policies that promote accessibility, inclusion, and equal opportunities for persons with disabilities in FCT. Support services. The Commission will provide support services, including assistance with education, employment, health care, and social integration to enhance the quality of life for individuals with disabilities. 4, monitoring and evaluation. The Commission will monitor the implementation of disability-related initiatives, evaluate their effectiveness, and make recommendations for continuous improvement and accountability. 5, we appeal to state governors to ensure that issues of PWDs in their respective states are given utmost priority. This will also ensure that PWDs get good treatment in their states, thereby discouraging them from migrating into Abuja for street begging. This brings us to the issue of street begging banning in Abuja. We are aware that Abuja Environmental Protection Board Act prohibits street begging. Also, the Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Prohibition Act 2018 discourages street begging. Therefore, as an association, we do not encourage it at all. We support the government to ensure that our people, meaning people with disabilities, embraces dignified means of earning a living. However, we encourage the government to, as a matter of necessity, ensure that these PWDs beggars are profiled, rehabilitated, trained, and integrated into the society with a better skills and means of earnings to contribute to nation building. This is why the FCT Commission for Persons with Disability has to be established immediately. Appreciation. Let me use this opportunity to say a big thank you to all those individuals, organizations that have supported us and are still supporting us. Not forgetting, of course, members of the media who are here. We want to thank you so much for coming. In conclusion, the establishment of FCT Commission for Persons with Disability is not just a matter of obligation. It is a testament to our commitment to upholding the principle of equality, dignity, and social justice for all members of our society. Let us unite in our efforts to create a more inclusive, accessible FCT, where persons with disabilities can thrive and contribute meaningfully to our collective progress.
The need for change is urgent, and the global community, through the United Nations, provides an essential framework for this transformation. The International Day for Persons with Disabilities emphasizes the importance of disability-inclusive development. The theme of this year, Transformative Solutions for Disability Inclusive Development, serves as a powerful reminder that inclusive policies and practices are essential to achieving a fair and just society. By aligning local actions with global commitments, the FCT, as well as Nigeria, has an opportunity to transform the lives of millions of persons living with disabilities, turning their aspirations for equality into reality.